I was just about to make some bone broth. I've been making it and I'm going to put it into my jars in a minute, and I just thought I would share with you how I make traditional bone broth and the reasons why I make it. There are so many health benefits from having bone broth that there's been a whole book written purely about the benefits of that. It's called Nourishing Broth. If I just show you, there's been research to show that bone broth is good for osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, I don't know how you say this one, scleroderma, psoriasis, wound healing, infectious disease, digestive disorders, cancer, mental health, sports and fitness, and anti-aging. So there are loads of benefits. There's probably more than that, but that's what there's been the research on. So I really like to have bone broth. I think the anti-aging benefits are really good. There's lots of collagen in the bone broth, so the more of it you have, you know, the better your skin's going to look, the less it's going to age prematurely. And it's just really great for this time of year when you might be feeling a bit down, a bit sluggish. It just makes you feel really warm and healthy is the best way to describe it. So it costs virtually nothing as well to make. I just use the bones from the chickens that I cook, or lamb or beef, but usually it's chicken bones. And after I've cooked my dinner and we've carved the chicken or whatever, we then put the carcass in, and the leftover bones in the freezer, in a freezer bag. And then when I've got a few, then I'll do a batch of bone broth. At the moment I'm doing a batch from 4 chicken carcasses. So they're just the bones that would normally have just been thrown away. So it's not costing me anything extra to make this. Then what I do is I chop them all up. You can use a cleaver. I use an axe because it's just easier, but you don't have to do it like that. You can use a cleaver. You don't actually have to chop them up at all if you don't want to. You can just put the bones in whole, that's fine. Then when you fit in as many as you can into your pan, then you put in half a cup of apple cider vinegar. I make my own apple cider vinegar, so this is for free as well. I'll leave a link to the video where I make this down below so you can see how to make that for free. So yeah, you put the bones in, the half a cup of apple cider vinegar, leave it, like shake it all about, leave it for 30 to 60 minutes. Then you cover it with water, filtered water if you can. Add an onion with the skin, a whole head of garlic with the skin, just chopped in half. Yeah, chop the onion into quarters probably. 2 carrots chopped up, a stick of celery chopped up, and that's all you need really. And then you bring it to the boil, skim off any of the scum that comes to the surface, then turn it down to a low simmer and simmer away with the lid slightly off for about 6 hours. And after that you are ready to put them into your jars. You need to pour it through a fine mesh sieve or some cheesecloth or something so you don't get any of the bits of bone coming through into the broth. So I'm just going to do that now. So I've just got some clean sterile jars here, glass jars, and the bone broth will keep in that for up to 5 days in the fridge, or you can just put them in the freezer and then they'll last as long as you want. So when I put the bone broth into the jars, I like to leave a little bit of a gap at the top, because if you put this in the freezer then it will expand and you don't want the jar to crack or anything. So just leave a gap at the top and that should be fine. Now at the top of this the fat will rise, and you can skim off that fat and use it in your cooking, but I just leave it in, and when I heat it up it just all melts in, and it's really, really good for you, really good for your skin. So I just keep that in, and I like to make a nice drink from it. Just heat it up, put lots of sea salt in. If you have it without sea salt it doesn't taste very good, so definitely put sea salt in. You can also season with pepper if you like. And then I just have a mug of that a day, and it's so delicious, really tasty, and it really does warm you up for a good long time. So if you're going out on a cold walk or something, have a cup of that before you go and you'll be really warm. Another way I like to have it is to heat up a bowl of it, again with lots of sea salt, and then I poach an egg in it, and that as well is really delicious. But you can also add it to stews, you know, use it like a chicken stock, and it will just make your dinners taste amazing. So it's very versatile, you can use it in lots of different ways. Add it to soups, stews, casseroles, all kinds of things. So there we go, I managed to get 4 jars out of that pot of bone broth today, and I'm going to let that cool to room temperature, then put a couple in the fridge and a couple in the freezer. If you've never made bone broth before and now you give it a go, then let me know in the comments below how you got on and what you thought of it. And if you already make bone broth and you have any tips and advice, or you have some great recipes where you use your bone broth, then please let me know in the comments below. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.